If I were to restart my natural journey, here are some things that I would do differently. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Doran and I just want to say we have a new channel name, Coily. So for the next future videos, we're going to be using that. Yes. Today we're going to be diving deep, like deep moisturizing kind of deep, into something real. I'm talking about the natural journey, my natural journey. And if I could hit the reset button and start all over again, here's what I'd do differently. And this is for you, either you're a guy or a lady and you're starting to consider starting out in your natural journey. For those that are experiencing being stuck in your journey, you're not seeing any growth, you're not seeing anything, this is for you, so stay tuned. Do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get notified and not miss any of my Coily content. And quickly, I'd like to highlight that we recently reached the 30 subscriber milestone. This is a big deal for me, and you might be wondering, why am I so excited? What is exciting about 30 subscribers? I mean, imagine talking to 30 people in a room. That is something to start with, right? My channel is barely 2 weeks and I am so excited because I birthed this channel with the mindset of growth, consistent small steps of growth. And along the line, as time goes on, as we start to improve and I start to climb up the ladder, we would be celebrating every small milestone that we reach. So thank you, and join in, please join in. The more the merrier. Before I start, let me do a brief intro to how I started out my natural journey. 8 years ago, more specifically May 10, 2017, that was after I just finished my high school national exams, right, and just got the liberty to start growing out my hair. You might be wondering what was stopping me then. Well, my parents kind of had this principle in the family that we were supposed to keep low cuts until we were done with high school, and then they would give us the go ahead to go make your hair if you want to. And this was something that I was naturally against. I really wanted them to change their mind, before I got to that point. But anyways, we're here now. My hair is thriving. It doesn't matter anymore. I think then I was so eager to start growing out my hair that I was the most ignorant. I was the most naive. At that point, you could have told me that this particular potion will grow your hair overnight, and I would believe you, and I would give you all of my money at that point. And that brings me to my first point. Stop believing everything you see on the internet. I used to do that. There are many things online on YouTube. They'll be like, this product will grow your hair in 3 days. In 3 days, you get inches. Overnight, you're gonna grow 1 inch. 1 inch overnight, you're gonna grow 5 inches overnight. You're going to grow your hair to waist length before you wake up. And don't judge me. Listen, we don't judge. But I'm sure like most of us went through this stage, right? Yes. So for me, it was like I was willing to, try everything that could actually work. Anything that could work, because I wanted to grow my hair fast. I'm not trying to shade at anyone, but most things are like clickbait. There is a level to the clickbaiting that you need to do, to advance in the YouTube sphere. But sometimes it's too much. It might seem like, okay, this is common sense. This will actually not work. This is just, clickbait. But some people don't actually know. Some viewers actually believe these things gullibly, unfortunately. So it's very important for us as creators to do better. Stop telling people that a product will grow your hair overnight. If there's no magic that's going to happen, your hair cannot grow 5 inches overnight or 5 inches in 3 days. What are you doing? According to the internet, your hair is going to grow not even 1 inch, 1/3, 1/3 of an inch every month. That's like the natural growth rate. But different from some people, there are also some things that you could do that could hasten the process or to help you to reduce the amount of breakage that you see. But there's no way, absolutely no way, that your hair is going to grow 5 inches or 1 inch overnight. So stop believing everything you see on the internet. Fact check, make your own research. My next point is product hopping. When I first started, again, I was so eager to grow my hair and I was willing to do anything. I was willing to use anything. And I remember I used to get a lot of products. I tried a lot of things. While that is actually good, for me, I feel like I could have made a limit to it. I wasted my time, my money, on different things that were not necessarily working for me. The fact that a brand is popular doesn't mean it's actually effective. Sometimes some brands have more PR than other brands. Some brands spend more money on this PR than formulating the right product. I'm not going to call out any brands. Most of these hair care brands are more particular on making profits, on making sales than actually growing your hair. So be careful about that. And that is why I always advocate for making DIYs. Making DIYs is easier than you think. Doesn't mean you can't use the store-bought product. Yeah, you have to use some of them too, but don't focus solely on that. If I were to give an advice now, I'd say to just get the essential products. The other things can come again. Once you have the essential products like a shampoo, like a conditioner, like leave-in conditioner, like some oils, the rest can be added through DIY. Don't get so many products because it's popular, because on sales. When you start being a product junkie, what you're going to be left with are a bunch of expired products that you don't even know are already expired, and then you start using them in your hair, and then it even causes more harm than good. So in the long run, just get the products that are essential for you at that moment. I would also like to add that you don't need any complicated routine. Your hair routine should be as simple as possible for you to get maximum result. All you have to do is follow a good routine. When we complicate things, things, we get overwhelmed, we get overstimulated, and then we start seeing it as a chore, and then we want to just give it up. The best thing is to create something that's very simple and make it very consistent. Along the line, you can be adding one or two things, you can remove one or two things too. But then when you have these bases, when you know that okay, there is this non-negotiables that you have to follow every single time, the rest can be secondary. My next point is mastering the moisture game. What is moisture? You might think moisture is just water. It's more than that. Hydration is actually key in your natural journey. And this is one thing that I feel like I left out starting out. I didn't know better. It's not enough for you to apply water or water-based content to your hair regularly. You have to lock in that moisture. And how do you lock it in? Using the LOC or the method. The LOC is leave-in conditioner, then oil, then cream. LC is leave-in conditioner, then cream, then oil. It just depends on the steps. So basically, it's like you're adding a water-based content such as leave-in conditioner, because most leave-in conditioners have a lot of moisture, a lot of water. You're going to lock it in with lipophilic substance such as your cream, such as your butter, such as your oils. So this is going to like trap the moisture in your hair. And knowing more about your hair when it has to do with if you have high porosity or you have low porosity or you have medium porosity. If you'd like to know more about your hair porosity, I'll be dropping a video very soon about that. So depending on your hair porosity is going to determine how often you have to apply or lock in moisture to your hair. But the point is that our hair, especially the 4C hair, is naturally drier than other hair types. My next point will be protective styling. As much as there's a lot of inspirations and there are a lot of like styles you want to try out, calm down. I used to be that person that used to change my hairstyle once in 2 weeks, and that was also more because I had a lot of options to make my hair. It wasn't a problem. I didn't really have to do much of the work. But migrating and coming to a place where it's predominantly white people, there is little to no professional salons or people that have experience or knowledge in the black type of hair. I was left to learn these things myself and to do these things myself. What did that require? Because obviously it's a lot of work to keep switching your hairstyles every time. I just found what works for me. But before then, I used to switch my hairstyles every time, thinking that these hairstyles will make my hair to grow, and the more I do them, the more my hair will grow. So I was more particular on the length of my hair than the health and the volume of my hair, and that led to a lot of breakage, a lot of shedding, nowhere to write home about. Although I have been able to restore and regain my edges, I'll talk about that in a later video, but my front hair is still the weakest part of my hair. I was so particular on like switching my hairstyles. There's a lot of things I want to do at a very short time, but calm down. Protective hairstyles are really great. I actually even have one right now. I have twists on and they look almost like my hair. And the reason why I opted to adding extensions to this is because right now where I'm in, it's winter. The humidity is really low. So it's kind of like a harsh environment. And I didn't want to keep my ends out. And I also wanted a simple. It's been great so far. It's like almost a month. And I've been able to wash my hair. I've been able to daily moisturize it and everything. It doesn't stop anything. Here is what you have to do. Pick a protective style that works for you. Pick a protective style that it's low manipulation. One of the setbacks I used to face in creating content is because my hair is almost always in protective styles. I have a very short window when my hair is anywhere because I'm always busy and I like my hair to be in protective style and the weather also. So I used to feel like I have a very short time to actually create content. But that moving forward, I'm going to be trying out different DIYs and different protein treatments. So whilst your hair is in protective styles, people used to think that this is the time for you to relax and not do anything, which is actually wrong. There's a lot you can do, from daily moisturizing to massaging. There are a lot of things that you can do for your hair while still in protective styles, but you still have to do the things because these small things will accumulate and will make a bigger change in the future. Protective styles are really great, especially when you want to retain length, and it's also going to give your hair a break from constant manipulation. So you want to explore DIYs, protective styles, and finally listen to your hair. As I mentioned earlier, I was so excited and enthusiastic to try out different things, and because there's a lot of information on the internet, but a lot of things that people actually say, and I was just willing to try it out. It's really good because in the sense, when you try out different things, you'll be able to figure out what actually works for you. But when you try out so many things, at the end of it all, it's going to have a net zero effect on your hair. The fact that you have 4C or you have 4B or you have 4A hair doesn't mean that the next person besides you is going to have the same properties as your hair. Even in the 4C hair community, there are still tons of different grades or textures in that 4C hair. So you have to understand there are a lot of different properties that differentiate us from each other, which I actually feel is beautiful because it calls for diversity. What I'm trying to say is that what works for person A might not necessarily work for person B, even if they have similar hair structures. So you have to pay attention to your hair, listen to what your hair is saying, listen to what your hair likes, listen to what your hair does not like. For example, if you're trying out a new product, you can do a patch skin test. You could be allergic to some certain ingredients, or your hair might not necessarily like some certain product, or it just feels like you should drop some things or you should pick up some things. And don't copy, be patient. You need time for good things to grow. Every good thing requires time, requires patience. Again, there's absolutely actually know where your hair is going to grow overnight. And the reason why you don't see growth is because your hair is breaking more than your hair is being retained. So like the ratio is higher, and then you won't be able to see any growth. And you think that, oh, my hair is stagnant. Your hair is actually not stagnant. Your hair actually grows naturally. But there are different factors that can slow or stimulate the growth. But again, you have to listen to your hair. It's individual. You have to pay attention to your hair. You have to be willing to try out different things, and then you know what sticks to you. Create a routine and then continue with it. Add one or two things like protein treatment, hot oil treatment, steaming, and all of those things, and you'll be good to go. So there you have it, Coily Crew. Those are the 5 things I would do differently if I were to start all over again. And because it's not late for me, it's not late for you, I would also be implementing these things. Again, remember, it's a journey, not a destination. Embrace the process, enjoy your cause, and most importantly, love your hair. Let me know in the comments, what are some things you would do differently, and what is your favorite type of natural style? Make sure you stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Love you. Bye bye.